Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to take apart your tail light so you can paint the housing or add custom LEDs. It's fairly simple, straightforward. A couple tools you're going to need for the job. You're going to need a Dremel tool. Now I have a diamond drill or a diamond saw wheel on here, and I think that is probably the best one. I was using one of these other ones that they had here, but I didn't like how it was cutting through it. And then also you're going to need a screwdriver, Phillips head, and you're also going to need a flathead screwdriver. And a pair of pliers and some scissors. So the first step, once you have your headlight off, is you're going to want to remove two screws on this. There's one located right here and another one right here. I've already removed these two screws. This piece is also held on by I'm not really exactly sure how to say it, but there's plastic and it's kind of welded together right there. If you just wiggle the piece back and forth, it'll snap off. I don't think it does a whole lot to hold it in place because you got the other two screws, but that's how you get it off. So now the next step here is you're going to want to go ahead and cut around the edge of the headlight, and if you can see right here, there's this little, if I can get to focus, you can see right up here where my finger is, there's a ledge, and you're going to want to cut right along that ledge the whole way around the headlight. And it's better to cut a little bit further back than it is to cut closer to the plastic, or the lens rather, because if you cut closer you have a higher chance of this cracking, but it should go pretty easily if you go slowly. The only thing is, when you have it done, when you cut at this height, you won't be able to remove the plastic shroud. So if you're trying to paint the headlights, you're gonna have to cut a little lower, probably on this lip right here, slightly below it, but I'm not gonna paint them, so I'm gonna cut a little higher, and so we'll just go ahead and do that right now. The next step now is you're going to want to remove the remainder of the screws that are left inside the headlight. On this headlight I have this one, and this one right here. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're gonna want to take our flathead screwdriver, and we're gonna just want to find a corner where we can see, when we look in the crack, there's no connection points still. We're going to take our screwdriver and we're just going to want to apply gentle pressure. Now, if it's not coming up very easily, you're going to want to look around and see along the edge for any points where you might not have cut through all the way, and go back and revisit them with the Dremel tool. You really want to take your time with this part, because this is where you could pretty easily crack the lens on the outside. But if you're gentle, you don't really have much to worry about. You're just going to want to work your way around the edge. So after making sure that you don't have any pieces that are still connecting with the plastic, you can finally start to really separate it. And I think the best way to do it is just kind of start with the corner. You're kind of just going to work your way around with the flathead and slowly pull up on it. I'm just going to continue to do that. Sometimes there are a couple clips on the inside. You're kind of going to want to split those apart. But you don't want to pull too hard on it again, because you can crack your lens like this. Starting to come now. So we have this whole side split apart. If you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. So get that whole side split apart. Now we're just going to work our way onto the other side. Again, same thing. Should come pretty easily. And now we have the headlight pretty much split apart. Okay. So in the G37 headlight, you're going to want to go ahead and pull this piece back. It's glued down. When you pull it up, it's going to expose these wires right here. Now these are just clipped into place, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull the clip, push it together, and pull it out. So once you have that out, this will separate completely from the rest of the headlight. Now what we're going to want to do here is the LED rings for this headlight are located right here and right here. So to get to them, we have to take out a couple of screws. We have one right here. The other screw is right here. And finally, this last screw we're going to want to take out is right over here. So now with those screws out, this just kind of slides out, and this is what we're going to be working with today. So to do the mod that we're going to try and do today, we're going to want to have to cut one of these wires in the correct spot so that it blocks out these top 3 LEDs. And then we're also going to have to remove this piece right here and remove 3 LEDs from that as well. This side is significantly easier. All we're going to want to do is we're going to find the wire that's where we want it to stop, and in our case we're going to be trying to keep these LEDs right here, so we're going to need to cut this wire right here. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and just take our pair of scissors and make sure it's the right one, and we're just going to snip the wire. Okay, just like that. Pull them away from each other, and that's all we're going to be doing for this LED side rather. Now for this one, we're going to want to go ahead and remove this screw right here, as well as this clip on the back. Now we're doing this just to make it a little bit easier, because we're going to go ahead and pull this prong up top and this prong on the side, and then finally this other prong right here. And it should slide out. We just need to go ahead and get this wire through this top here, and we're going to pull it out underneath this clip. Now be careful with these wires. It seems like it can break pretty easily. But basically we want to get this off right here. So you can just kind of put it back on and just take a look at it. Basically what we're going to want is, since we're taking out these 3 on top, we're also going to want to take out these 3 right here. And to do that, I'm sure there's a better way. If you have a soldering iron, it'd be very easy. You just need to go ahead and desolder these pins on the back. But I can't find my soldering iron, so I'm not going to worry about it. A pair of pliers works great. Also can't find my pliers, so I'm using a pair of wire snips, which have kind of a pliers tip to them. And basically, you're just going to want to grab the LED bulb, and you're just kind of going to wiggle it back and forth, and the bulb is going to break. That's okay. And it's just going to come off. Okay. And then I'm just going to try and trim it up a little bit. Alright, so we have one off, and we're going to take these other two off right here. Okay, so now with those LEDs clipped off, cut off, I went ahead and clipped the circuit board back in place. And I'm going to go ahead and plug this wire back in. And now it's probably a good idea, just to be certain, that you get everything, and you put it on the car and just test it out to make sure it works. So to do that, we're just going to go ahead and take our housing in the back, and we're going to plug this piece back in, and we're just going to go ahead and plug it into the car to make sure it works. So I just went ahead and plugged it in, and as you can see, all the lights that we're looking for are still lighting up, which is perfect. We have those three up top, and those are out, and those three up top, which are missing. So, worked out pretty good, and now we're just going to go ahead and seal the taillights up and put them back in the car. Okay, so the last step in this process is going to be sealing the taillights up. And today I'm going to be using GE's 100% waterproof silicone. I'm using it in black because I didn't remove the bezel, but if you did remove the bezel and you cut far enough in where the bezel came out, I would recommend using clear, but again, like I said, the bezel never came out, so I'm just going to stick with black. And you're just going to want to go around the edge, so I'm going to go around the edge. Gone around the edge. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to take the back of our tail light. I'm just going to put it back on and push it into place. We'll go ahead and put our screws back on. Actually, first we'll put our wire back in, so we don't forget that. Let's go ahead and put the screws in. Push it tight. Okay, so maybe do a little bit there. That's okay. Alright, so now we're just going to want to go ahead and go over it a little bit more, just to make sure that it's all sealed up, so we can go around the edge one more time. So I have this little plastic scraper tool that I've got at Ace Hardware. And we're just going to go around the edge and maybe try and clean it up just a little bit. Okay. So that was basically it, guys. That's how you take apart your taillights and reseal them back together. I'm going to let this dry, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to show a video right after this of when it gets a little bit later on tonight and it's darker out. I'll show you what I did to the taillights, and just so you can see exactly what mod we did. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you have any questions, comment below, and feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be doing a headlight video pretty soon, so look out for that. And yeah, guys.